Hello everybody and welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2. We are here in Hungary right now. We're going to be heading into, well, let me show you actually on the world map. So we're at the minute in Kosice. We're going to be heading down to, use the mouse, Varna. We have Romania, Bulgaria and a little bit of Turkey. That's the new expansion just come out. Also, I think I missed the Sicily one as well, so I need to do that. And Spain is coming out at some point this year, which is very exciting because that was a major one that's we've not had yet. Still lots and lots of Europe to go, but still going. I wanted to just kind of play this and chillax for a little bit. Oh no, it did reset me in there because I haven't been around for. Have we got our lights on as well? There we go. I haven't been around very much recently, as no doubt people. Well, you may have noticed, may not have noticed. I think it's a bit arrogant to say you would have noticed actually. But is there anything coming? There's a truck. There's a lorry, bus coming. But yeah, I haven't been around much. There's been a few reasons for that. I think primarily I haven't had a huge amount of time with work and just life in general. But also I have kind of fallen out of love a little bit with games as a whole, really, I guess. I hadn't really had anything that had caught my attention, caught my eye, or really made me want to, you know, that feeling. I'd imagine you all get it. I don't know what my windscreen wipers are. That's definitely not my windscreen wipers. Let's try P. Oh my god, how good am I? No, we need them on, guys. Come on, let's sort this out. Yeah, I guess you guys know what it's like. Sometimes you just, you know, the games that come out, maybe you're a bit hyped for them, but it just doesn't quite work out for whatever reason. I think I had that definitely with a lot of the games come out this summer. I just never really could get into them. There was always something about them that I didn't like enough. Prime example would be like Outer Worlds. Really liked the world Outer Worlds was in, really enjoyed like the characters, the interaction, but I just found the gunplay so bad that I just couldn't play it. I know that might sound weird. A lot of people might be like, oh, I thought it was fine. Or oh, it's not really what the game's about, but it kind of is. And in a way, you know, it's a big part of the game, and it just didn't click with me, and I just couldn't get over that. So just couldn't continue. I guess it's just other things that came out just weren't really exciting me, and I think I've had that for a while. 2019, really, like my game of the year 2019 was Division 2. It just sounds weird because it came out really early, but nothing else really clicked with me like that did. I've really enjoyed that game, and it's certainly probably not the best game of the year in terms of, like, you know, it has a lot of issues, but in terms of, for me, what the only game really that clicked for me the entire year, that I was really like, oh god, yeah, I really want to keep playing this, and I'm really enjoying this, and what it's about, and like the gameplay loop was fun, was Division 2. I still play it now, but otherwise, I think we can turn the windscreen wipers off now. Whoa, psycho windscreen wipers. Oh, we're actually heading into somewhere now. I can't see where that was. But yeah, otherwise, I just don't think anything really resonated with me in a way. And again, I don't necessarily think that's the game's fault. I just think it's my kind of thing. Whatever I'm looking for right now, I can't seem to find. You know, I played a little bit of Skyrim, and I actually really enjoyed that. But Skyrim's always been a kind of comfort blanket, and you know, I more play Euro Truck Sim and American Truck Sim, which I know has had an update, and I'll get around to that at some point, just to kind of chat and, you know, ramble a little bit, I guess. So I wouldn't necessarily almost call these games in a way, although I do enjoy it, and I love looking at the countryside. I like the driving, I like upgrading the trucks and everything like that, so it is fun. But, you know, it's more of a kind of very chill game. I definitely want to play more Minecraft, but I'm just in that situation where I'm waiting for this ray tracing update to come out for it, because I think that looks amazing, and I don't want to start anything until that does. But also they're taking their real sweet ass with it. I think that what's likely to happen is probably, have we got enough? Yeah, I've got enough fuel. What's probably likely to happen is that we're going to see maybe come out for the launch of the Xbox, the next Xbox, the Xbox Series X, because they're saying that will have ray tracing capabilities, and that will be a big launch if they do that, almost like an exclusive thing or timed exclusive thing for Xbox, which would suck because that's not going to be until like October, November, and I really would like to play some Minecraft now, but as I said, I just feel like I can't do it until that ray tracing update comes out. It's a weird thing, but whoa, okay, we're supposed to stop here, I guess. Never mind. Are you joking me? That guy, I get fined for that. Wow. Honestly, what are they? Are they chimneys? Wind turbines. Love a wind turbine. Got a little bridge coming up as well, so we'll just stay in this view for the time being, I think. This is a nice enough truck to drive. It's very simple. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know what it's difficult for me to describe kind of the feeling of it. It's just very almost melancholy with it. I'm looking forward to the new consoles this year. I haven't decided yet kind of which one I'm going to get. It's most likely going to be a PlayStation 5. I like Xbox and what they're doing, but ultimately I have a PC, and there's zero point in buying an Xbox because it offers all the games that are coming out will come out on PC, so there's like zero incentive for me to buy an Xbox. PlayStation will have exclusives, and you can still get that little bit of console gaming if you want it as well. But I guess maybe we're coming into that point where people are a bit reluctant to maybe release their games because they're waiting for the PlayStation and all that malarkey, and they're just getting dev kits now, so maybe we're a good couple of years away from actually seeing anything really super interesting. Obviously, I know we've got Cyberpunk coming this year, which is super interesting, and I'm very excited for that. That's my one kind of beacon, I guess. I think my idea with that is probably to do a playthrough on here. Oh wow, I didn't know that was maps to my horn. To do a playthrough on my channel, but also maybe do a playthrough just where I can chill with it and just enjoy it a little bit more. Or I might decide to take a different route with it and maybe just do some one-off videos in it and stuff like that. I haven't quite decided yet. You see, the other thing with me kind of like falling out of love with gaming, I think, is a little bit with this is beautiful, by the way. This is stunning. I think a little bit of it is to do with these kind of long form games, and it feeling almost like a bit of a drag recording them sometimes. Really the only ones which I've really enjoyed doing a lot of, it would be Skyrim. I think that's because it's got so many little side quests. You go off doing so many little things that it's not quite the same. I mean, take for example Jedi Fallen Order. So I have Jedi Fallen Order, and I think it's a great game, and I'm really enjoying playing it. But I would never record it because I know now that I would get about 3 episodes in, and I just wouldn't want to, because those sort of story games, in a way, don't quite. Then I don't feel like they're working as much as more sandboxy games, and Skyrim's almost like a sandbox kind of game in a way. There's lots of different things you can do. The mods add so much stuff to it that it's a little bit different. And I'm talking about from my own, not maybe from what you watch. And I mean, I'm sure that people have played a lot of playthroughs of Jedi Fallen Order and it's been popular, but from my point of view of recording it, I don't feel like that, like it doesn't excite me to record that. So I haven't felt like there's been that much out there, which I have. I am thinking about maybe doing something like a City Skylines or something like that, kind of seeing how that goes, because again, it's quite sandboxy. Maybe something like a Planet Zoo kind kind of see how that goes. It's something people can kind of drop in and drop out of. I think is kind of also quite good. And I can record a few episodes at a time without losing track of what the story is or anything like that. And again, it's obviously not me saying that Jedi Fallen Order is a bad game from what I've played of it so far. And I'm not that far into it. I'd say 5 hours. Because I only got it for Christmas and I've been quite busy. It's good. It's good though. I've enjoyed it. I like the combat. It's obviously got those Dark Souls influences, which is great. It's interesting to see something not in that kind of fantasy style do that kind of genre, and I think it works quite well. I know we've had maybe like the Surge, but again, that's slightly different, I think. And you know, it seems like a decent Star Wars game. I've come from loving Star Wars games, you know, from when I was a kid. X-Wing, you know, those sort of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Then you have the Knights of the Old Republic games, you know, which I've adored, and the Dark Forces series, you know, Jedi Knight, that type of thing, which are incredible. And then we just had this real dirge, didn't we? Like just this real kind of Star Wars games come out. EA just kind of trying to monetize the hell out of them with Battlefront and stuff like that. But yeah, this seems like a really good, interesting game so far. Story's quite interesting so far as well, I think. And yeah, I've enjoyed it. But as I said, I don't think that I might do a video on it, and just kind of give my thoughts on it a little bit and what I like and perhaps what I don't like as well. I definitely think a character customization would have been good. But I kind of understand they've gone with a purpose story, and maybe because of Star Wars and the way it is now, they've had to kind of canonize something, and so they don't want people fiddling around with the way their characters look, etc. I kind of get that, but I also think it's a bit over the top, isn't it? Because apparently, like Darth Revan now, who is the protagonist of KOTOR 2, is canon now. So I'm interested to know, well, what does he look like? Is he male? Is she female? Who knows? Because you could obviously choose either in the game. So interesting. I hope I'm not spoiling. By the way, KOTOR 2 is quite old, and I think if you were likely to play it, you would have by now. I'm still hoping one day they remaster that. That would be absolutely incredible. Or maybe hell, even do a movie based upon them. Would be incredible as well. Anyway, getting off subject. So yeah, back to games. Yeah, I guess I don't really have that much more to say about it really, and just that I hope that I kind of get my mojo back a little bit. I'm not forcing myself to record. I did want to record these. I did think about it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to record a couple of videos that day and just see how it goes. And you know, at the end of the day, if they didn't take off, or if I didn't feel it, then I wouldn't have kind of bothered. That's a cool tower. Coming into Budapest. Budapest. But yeah, so I think, oh god, stupid speeding. Budapest discovered. Man, when they do bring in that Iberian update, man, we're going to have a long old journey. I can't see the light. Thank you. I didn't realise there was one to the right there. Yeah, and I will also say as well, like I've been watching some stuff as well on TV, so namely the kind of, well, definitely a lot of The Witcher. I've really enjoyed that series. I know a lot of people who watch this channel are big fans of The Witcher, and it's an often requested series, but I would be 99% certain I will never play through The Witcher on this channel, because it would be so long, and I don't think I could do that. It would literally probably take me about 2 years. Hundreds of episodes. So yeah, I won't be doing that. But I must say I did enjoy the TV series a lot. Thought it was great. There was a lot going on in there, and it's interesting to have it was almost like that entire series just set up what was coming, rather than it, if it felt like, I guess in gaming terms, it almost felt like that was the tutorial, like that was the world building series, that was the lore building. Obviously there's a lot of really cool stuff going on, but it was more kind of like getting to know people, getting to know the world. Why didn't we just go straight on there? I don't get that. I like the indicators on this as well. They're quite rhythmic, just tick tock, tick tock. Don't speed, Philip. But yeah, so I felt like it was almost kind of a tutorial of a series. I loved it though. I thought Henry Cavill did a great job. I knew he would. He's a very good actor. I thought all the characters were really good actually. I thought Siri was great. I thought Yennefer was great. Yeah, I really liked him actually. There's, well, I don't want to say there's problems with it necessarily. I would say that they're, if you look at it as a kind of introduction, then I think they just wanted to get, it kind of felt like they wanted to get everything out there of what was going on, so that then in the second series they can just really develop the story and really go to it. It will be interesting to see kind of what goes on, because I think other than a couple of episodes there wasn't a huge amount of actual witchering being done in a way. I think there was the one with the Strager, wasn't there, I believe, with Triss actually. I thought Triss was pretty good. It was more kind of setting up the world and the Nilfgaardians and the kind of the sorcerers and all that kind of stuff, and it'd be interesting to see where they go next series, what they do with that, and how it kind of comes about, I guess, and what they're allowed to do with it, because I guess, like, are they allowed to just kind of go completely off canon? Are they supposed to stick to the books? So they're gonna, I don't think they're sticking to the game, I'm pretty sure of that, because there are a lot of differences there. But yeah, I am interested to know like how they're going to proceed with series 2, but I will be anticipating that a lot because I thought it was great. The fight scenes were incredible. You could tell they were like expertly done. I guess it missed a little bit of the, if I think of something like, say, Game of Thrones, which, barring the final series, before that you had a lot of kind of, the thing about Game of Thrones I think people loved was you never really knew who was safe and who wasn't. Like, you never really knew what was going to go on. I think that kind of set a bar which is almost unachievable in a way. Like, I mean, without wanting to give spoilers to which, if you haven't watched it, I will just spoil it, so fast forward like 20 seconds. But obviously at the end he meets up with Ciri, and then you're like, well, where's this going to go now? There wasn't that much of a cliffhanger. I guess you could argue and say the sorcerers fighting and all that kind of stuff was the big finale, but it didn't leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger to be like, oh my god, how's he gonna get out of this, or what's going to go on from there. You obviously know he's going to be on the run from the Nilfgaardians, or I don't know. I guess I don't know really what's going to go on with them. At some point you'd imagine he's going to come up against the kind of main guy from the Nilfgaardians, but who knows? It's good though. I enjoyed it. But yeah, Christmas is always a funny time. We come into the new year now, and I've actually got a week off coming up at the end of January, and I'll be recording a fair amount then, I would imagine, as well. Trying to get a good backlog as well. But I've been busy at work, kind of over Christmas and stuff, and it's not stopping, really, which is good, I guess. Work's always good, but you know, for those who perhaps don't know, kind of, I changed my job like twice in 2019. So I had the original job I had working in the cinema for like 8 years, which was a very kind of like, I don't want to say safe job, but it was a job I knew how to do inside out, you know, back to front, inside out. And eventually I wanted to move out of London, had to move out of London just because it was just doing my head in. And also really disliked the company I was working for. They'd changed a lot over the years, and it became a lot more of a kind of toxic place in terms of the company, not the actual place I worked, but the company as an overall. It became very toxic, I think. And so I wanted to move on. Got a job running a restaurant, and wasn't happy in that. The restaurant industry in the UK, I don't know how it is in other countries, but at the minute it's going through a funny period because there's so much discounting going on with people that it devalues the kind of the whole experience of going to cinema restaurant. In so much as people can download vouchers left, right, and centre to 2-for-1s, 50% off, you know, all types of stuff. So people think that, you know, spending any more than maybe like 25-30 quid for two people is extortionate, when that's never been the case. You know, it's just, and what happens is if you drive down what people are paying, then you've got to drive down your costs, because otherwise you can't function, and that includes cutting staff, cutting chefs, cutting the quality of service, the quality of the goods you're selling. And then people are kind of complaining because they're like, well, and kind of rightly so, is like, you know, they're getting 50% off a 2-for-1, but they don't expect the quality to be worse. But you also have to understand that it will be, you know. So I kind of, and the only days I actually really enjoyed working in the restaurant were on a Saturday when they didn't do any discounting, because then you felt like you actually had a decent amount of staff, you could actually give the service people wanted, and people had a much better time. And otherwise it just felt like it was, you were constantly running to try and catch up, and then, you know, you'd constantly be having your head office about your hours and you're using and all this type of stuff. It was just, yeah, I think certain restaurants in some places do well, and certain others it's always a tough one sometimes to please your customers. So yeah, and then I kind of saw a job come up for another cinema, and with this kind of small company, they only have about 10 across the UK, but I've loved working for them, and I took a position actually as a deputy manager to begin with, but then within a couple of months they asked me to run one of the cinemas they had where the manager had not quite worked out there, and so I am. The only issue I have with the job is, oh crap, what have we done? The only issue I have with the job is the commute, which is, oh god, oop, there we go, which is an hour and a half there, an hour and a half home, so it's like 3 hours a day driving, and it's expensive, but they are actually paying me the costs, so it's not really expensive, I guess. It's expensive in so much as the toll it's taken on my car, definitely, and the toll I think it's taken on me kind of mentally and physically a bit as well, to kind of drive for 3 hours a day and also do a day's work is quite tough. To do that. So I love the job, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to kind of be able to do it, if that makes sense, because I don't know how much longer I can kind of do that commute. I'd like to stick it out for a year, because I really enjoy the job, and I've got for God's sake, stupid police. How would they know I'm speeding if they're on the other side of the road there? They wouldn't know. But we'll see kind of what the future holds with that. I'm more kind of like just focusing on getting, I think, through to my holiday, and then I can really have a good sit down and think about things and what I want to do. It's difficult otherwise. You're constantly in this kind of work cycle. Days off are taken up doing stuff. See my girlfriend a lot, that type of thing. Evenings that I might get off, or mornings I might get off if I was on a later shift. Like I actually am on a later shift today, so I'll be heading into work about 2 this afternoon. They're not that long, kind of, because I'm losing probably 2 hours a day that I would have normally had on my commute to the restaurant, which was just half an hour. And that, sometimes things like, you can't make up 2 hours in your life. What's that mean? Does that mean I can go? It's not green, so I guess I'll just wait. There's a police car there as well, and I don't want to get another fine. What the hell does this mean? I saw it, let's go. Okay, we're not going because there's cars there. What does flashing amber light mean? Anyone? Saw it. See, in the UK, that would be like a people are crossing type thing. But I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's hopefully 2020 is going to be a really good year. I'm cautiously optimistic. I wouldn't say it started great. My phone broke the other day. I had to get a new phone, which was a bit annoying. I think I killed my phone though, because I was using it in my car for like sat nav, and so it was kind of like sitting on a vent, and then it was having like hot air blast in it, and the battery kept getting too hot. Like I was actually getting the little warning sign saying battery warm, and then it just stopped charging. And when I did manage to get it charged, and I'd have to like do weird stuff to get it to charge, like hold in the cable and stuff like that, it would drain literally about 1% a minute, if not quicker, just from normal use. Nothing like watching videos or anything like that. So it was just unusable. I know probably I could have replaced the battery, but it was pretty battered as well, to be fair. I had the Razer phone, for those wondering, and it was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I liked the 120 hertz display, which was really nice. It's nice and smooth, had a really lovely screen. The speakers were great on it as well, and the camera was rubbish, but I didn't take many photos, so it didn't worry me too much. But I picked up the Pixel 3a, so I wanted something as a stopgap. I had to pay like a SIM free, so I didn't want to buy anything which was crazy expensive, because I can upgrade in July, and I could have upgraded now, but you have to pay out the remainder of your contract. That would have been about £300 and something. So I just spent that money on the Pixel 3a in the hope that I can either really enjoy the phone and not upgrade, or sell the phone, make back a little bit of money from it. Is kind of the idea. I really like the phone though. It's really good. It's smaller than the Razer phone, a lot lighter, mostly because I guess it's not metal, so there's a build quality thing there. I got a case coming for it though. That was something I should have done with my Razer phone. I never got a case, and I kind of battered it to the point where it the kind of like, it has like, if you've ever seen it, so it has the screen, and above and below are like speaker grills. It has really good speakers on it, by the way. If you're someone like me who does actually watch a lot of videos sometimes just out loud, not on a bus or public transport, I hasten to add, but like sometimes at work or sometimes just at home, I'll have it on if I'm just sitting there on my computer or whatever. Could you get past me? Thank you. Then it yeah, it's really good. But I'd kind of bust it, so the kind of front grills would come off, and the camera was awful, like, because on the front it was pretty battered. It would have lasted me, hopefully, if I hadn't have screwed the battery up, it would have lasted me and I would have been fine with that. It was still quite fast. Because it's funny, isn't it? Really, like the 3A has worse specs, but it feels faster. And I think that's because one, it's new, but two, it's kind of like a Google thing, so it doesn't have all the other stuff going on in the background, which can slow things down. Okay, what is this? What is this? Shall we sleep, actually? Okay, well, I'm going to sleep first, so... because we need to. But what is this? Oh god, he's going. Oh, don't tell him I can't sleep in this one. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, fine, we'll move around. What? Right, here we go. Can sleep. Oh, getting some rest. Nice. You know what? Not being funny. They have upgraded the skybox a lot. That looks a lot nicer. It's a nice looking truck too, actually. Very simple, very clean. Not going to win any style points, but it's like the Ford Fiesta of trucks. A bit less busy now as well. Anyway, yes, I've got the Google Pixel 3a, not the XL, because I actually wanted something a little bit smaller. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, yeah, okay. It opened. Shit. We're really going to have to go in here straight. They did not... Oh, he says, is he? Okay. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. That's a border check, okay. Checking your documents. Everything's in order. Have a nice journey. Proceed straight ahead to complete the inspection. Okay, nice. Okay, we're in Romania. Very nice. Oh god, I got put in for a weight inspection as well. Unauthorized border crossing? What did I do wrong there? That's outrageous. Oh, I didn't do the weight inspection. I'll do it. Maybe I'll get my £2,000 back. God, oh my god, I can't even do this, can I? Look. I won't even be able to make that turn around there, so we'll go back this way. And then we'll turn around here. Right, let's do this again, but do it right. Weight station, this way. Okay, 24 tons, you may proceed. Great stuff. Oh look, there's some inspectors up here looking for stowaways, I guess, maybe. Or drugs. Or both. Oh, I wonder what they found. Okay. Well, we're in Romania anyway. There we go. Back in the okay, Romania, yay. It's good, no? Still got 500 miles to go. I may do this in like 2 parts, actually, to be fair. If we have a look on our map, how far do we have to go? Quite a long way. We only came from there. We're there. So I may actually save this for another episode. But yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll start doing some more videos regularly. But till then, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.